Good afternoon. I am Colonel Billy Wilson, the commander of basic military training. I'm glad we had this opportunity to have a discussion. So, why are you here? I will tell you that you are here to train both your body and your mind.
Be better every day. Be better.
You are here to train your body and your mind. Not one or the other, both. I often ask new recruits, why the Air Force? And I often get, well, I want to be part of an institution. I want to be part of something that is larger than myself.
Remember why you are here. Remember those people that came before you. Everything that you do needs to come with a passion and a vigor that is unmatched.
There will be stress. It will be stressful. And I will tell you that it is stressful by design. So the question remains, when you start feeling stressed out, what are you going to do? Are you going to react or are you going to respond? I expect you to respond to the demands that are being placed upon you, pushing you out of your comfort zone, forcing you to grow, because that's why you're here. You're here to be transformed from what you were to what you need to be, to what your nation needs you to be. Each and every one of you will earn your place here. This will not be given to you. And as you earn your place here and head toward graduation day, having earned it, you will have a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. And it will be meaningful to you. And as you depart this place, you will be proud of what you've accomplished.
At this time, please find a place to sit. Thank you and enjoy today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of our official party. Please remain standing for the invocation given by Chaplain Huang.
I invite you to pray. O eternal God, you who is our strength and our shield against our adversaries, for in you we place our trust. Be with us, your servants, and the United States Air Force, in which we proudly serve. Lead us and guide us by your Spirit. Defend us by your might, that we may be to our land a sure defense against every threat. Be our sword in the day of our march into battle, and in the time of peace, keep us safe from all evil, whether of men or of spirit. Endow us with courage and loyalty, and grant that in all things we may serve you and our country without reproach. Strengthen us in our resolve to keep faith in all our comrades in arms by fearlessly maintaining our liberties so nobly won. Grant us your help, O God, that we, the members of the United States Air Force, may valiantly fulfill our role in the armed forces of our country as a sure, strong arm for national defense and a power for the establishment of a just and lasting peace. This we ask to your most holy name. We pray, Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Please be seated. Good morning. On behalf of the 37th Training Wing, we would like to introduce our distinguished guests, beginning with the host for today's ceremony. Representing the Commander, 737th Training Group, Lieutenant Colonel Rodolfo Orozco, accompanied by his wife, Angela. The Senior Enlisted Leader, 737th Training Group, Chief Master Sergeant Whitfield Jack. The Reviewing Official, the Mobilization Assistant to the Chief of the Air Force Reserve, Major General Mathew Burger. Also in attendance with us today, the Director, United States Air Force Reserve Senior Leader Management, Colonel Julie Weimer. The Security Forces Functional Assignment Manager, Chief Master Sergeant Mark Deal, accompanied by his wife, Aya. Although time does not permit us to introduce all of our distinguished guests, the 737th Training Group is proud to welcome each of you. We hope you enjoy today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, prior to today's ceremony, we would like to recognize our newest military training instructors. These instructors have undergone a rigorous 5-month training pathway comprised of formal academic classes and task qualification requirements. They have earned the distinct honor of donning the dark blue campaign hat. From the 322nd Training Squadron, Staff Sergeant Matari Murphy. From the 321st Training Squadron, Staff Sergeant Lucas Davenport. From the 322nd Training Squadron, Staff Sergeant Kristen Redmond. At this time, we ask all military training instructors, past and present, to stand in a sign of unity as our newest instructors recite the MTI Pledge. The military training instructor hat that I wear
is a symbol of honor, professionalism, integrity, service, and excellence in all I do. My job is one of the most important to the Air Force, and I will spare no effort to properly prepare men and women for military service. I am dedicated to the principles of fairness, firmness, and honesty. I strive for perfection and reject mediocrity, both in my own personal behavior and in the performance of those I lead. I am an Air Force military training instructor, and above all, I am an American Airman.
The dark blue campaign hat these instructors received today has been the symbol of the MTI Corps since 1974. These instructors will carry on the traditions and esprit de corps of the United States Air Force as they pass on their knowledge to our newest generation of airmen. Our commander of troops is Technical Sergeant Haley Maskell. Major General Burger will review today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated.
Ma'am, the parade forms. Take your post. Give your squadron order! Now, for camp, time! For time, for time! For time! Receive the report. Main Squadron, President California, ma'am! Main Squadron, President California, ma'am! Ma'am, all present were accounted for. Publish the order. Attention to orders! This airport today! Non-commissioned officer of the day! Staff Sergeant Francisco! Vice Order Tom! Colonel Wilson! Officer!
Over the last 7.5 weeks, the men and women before you have transformed from civilians into motivated, disciplined warriors with a foundation rooted in the Department of the Air Force's one team, one fight mantra. Once they leave basic military training, they will continue on to technical training to learn the skills needed to perform in one of 118 specialties. They will then move on to serve at one of 84 installations around the globe or work directly with our sister services. As they move on to technical training, they will continue to focus on adapting to military requirements, achieving occupational proficiency, and learning how to be highly productive members of the armed forces. These men and women will prepare for increased responsibilities and must ensure they are trained, qualified, and mission ready for the great power competition. These graduates are the future of our national defense and will pave the way for generations that will follow. 737th Training Group, United States Air Force, Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, Texas. Subject, Commander's Excellence. The Commander's Excellence Streamer is awarded to the 331st Training Squadron, Flight 055, for their significant accomplishments demonstrating teamwork, excellence, and esprit de corps during the period of 28 October 2024 to 12 December 2024. Signed, Billy Wilson Jr., Colonel, United States Air Force. The Commander's Excellence Flight was led by Technical Sergeant Alba and Technical Sergeant Cruz. Of the hundreds of thousands of American citizens that enter the workforce each year, less than 1% have joined the ranks of the United States Armed Forces. The graduates before you have reached a milestone in their military journey and will require your continued support to assist them in their future endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of musical honors. Thank you. Please be seated. The graduates passing in review today represent a portion of the 42,000 men and women who will complete basic military training this year. The 737th Training Group provides all recruits the essential military training to become motivated members of the world's greatest Air Force. The military training instructors are responsible for the indoctrination, development, and discipline of the airmen. They have dedicated endless hours to ensure all training objectives are met. Today's graduates have proven through academic studies, military training, physical training, and the development of teamwork that they are ready to take their place in the United States Armed Forces. As our graduates turn left onto the bomb run to pass and review, they will march over the enlisted heroes walk. The men and women recognized on the pavers have been awarded our nation's highest honors, representing heroic and unselfish actions as members of the United States Armed Forces during conflict across the globe. Their decorations include 9 Medals of Honor, 23 Air Force Crosses, and 162 Silver Stars awarded for bravery during encounters with hostile enemy combatants. These enlisted heroes serve to inspire all service members to execute their duties courageously and with honor in the service to this great nation. We would like to direct your attention to our national, state, and territorial flags. As these flags pass in review, please stand and render the appropriate courtesies for our national flag. As a reminder, military members and veterans in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute. We ask that our civilian guests stand and place their right hand over their heart. Civilians and military members not in uniform may either render a salute or place their right hand over their heart. Once the flags have passed, please be courteous of others and be seated in order to allow all our guests the opportunity to view the flights as they pass in review. Now passing in review, the Commander of Troops, Technical Sergeant Haley Maskell, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown, Puyallup, Washington. From the 321st Training Squadron, the Drum and Bugle Corps, Flight 047 and 048, led by Staff Sergeant Lucas Davenport, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Cuba, Missouri. From the 326th Training Squadron, A Squadron Staff, led by Staff Sergeant Georgie Boyd, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. From the 320th Training Squadron, Flight 043, led by Technical Sergeant Dennis Newman, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Right up!
Flight 044, led by Technical Sergeant Brittany Davis, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Gainesville, Florida. From the 321st Training Squadron, Flight 045, led by Technical Sergeant Mark Julius Gabriel, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown, Tarlac City, Philippines. Flight 046, led by Technical Sergeant Tania Galindo, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown, Portage, Pennsylvania. From the 322nd Training Squadron, Flight 049, led by Staff Sergeant Matari Murphy, Military Training Instructor, hometown, St. Augustine, Florida. PT BMT Excellence Flight and Academic Excellence Flight, Flight 050, led by Staff Sergeant Stephen Hollywood. Military Training Instructor, hometown Ann Arbor, Michigan. Flight 051, led by Technical Sergeant Nathan Bisset, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Belle, Florida. From the 324th Training Squadron, the Color Guard, led by Technical Sergeant Danielle Otto, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown St. Louis, Missouri. From the 320th Training Squadron, the Flag Mass, Flights 041 and 042, led by Technical Sergeant Justin Hopelin, Military Training Instructor, hometown Sacramento, California. From the 322nd Training Squadron, B Squadron Staff, led by Technical Sergeant Dominique Reyes, Military Training Instructor, hometown Huntington Beach, California. Flight 052, led by Staff Sergeant Kristen Redmond, Military Training Instructor, hometown Reidsville, North Carolina. From the 331st Training Squadron, Flight 053, led by Technical Sergeant Talia Moreno, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Nogales, Arizona. Flight 054, led by Staff Sergeant Colin Ward, Military Training Instructor, hometown Bainbridge, Georgia. Commander's Excellence Flight, Flight 055, led by Technical Sergeant Jaron Alba, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown San Angelo, Texas. Flight 056, led by Technical Sergeant Roger Shaw, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Chicago, Illinois. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing and singing of the United States Air Force song. Thank you. You may be seated. Musical support for this morning's ceremony has been provided by the Airmen from the 321st Training Squadron, performing under the direction of Staff Sergeant Philip Castro, Military Training Instructor, hometown McAllen, Texas. These individuals have been hand-selected to perform for today's ceremony. In addition to completing all basic training syllabus and training requirements, Drum and Bugle Corps members commit additional training hours for practice throughout their weeks of training. Their extra effort demonstrates commitment and teamwork, With each drum and bugle corps performance, they honor the long-standing tradition of live music at formal military ceremonies. We would like to take a moment to congratulate all of our honor graduates as well as their families. Basic military training honor graduates distinguish themselves by being ranked in the top 10% of all graduates in their class. The exceptional integrity, service before self, and excellence, combined with character, commitment, connectivity, and courage they displayed throughout basic military training, earned them this outstanding distinction. As the flights march forward for the oath of enlistment, we would like to reflect on our establishment. The United States Air Force was born with the passage of the National Security Act on September 18, 1947. Since then, anytime and anywhere America and its allies have needed air power, airmen have answered the call. Today, with a legacy of excellence and a spirit of courage, we work to develop mission-ready airmen in the context of great power competition. With the support of the American people, Our airmen are ready to meet these challenges by following the examples of those who came before us. In short, by innovating, accelerating, and thriving as we move into the future. Ladies and gentlemen, Major General Burger will now come forward and address our graduating class.
Good morning and welcome. It's great to look across the viewing stand and see all of the families joining us today. It was just 7.5 weeks ago that the families, loved ones, entrusted us with the nation's most valuable treasure, your loved ones. Thank you for your support and encouragement, but most of all, your trust. And now it's my honor, my privilege, to introduce the Airmen as our newest military members. While there may be a chill in the air this morning, my heart is filled with the warmth of this moment. I get the privilege, after 35 years of service, to watch your first steps in the Air Force. Your families and your loved ones watching this morning feel that same warmth and a whole lot of pride at this moment. And before I go on with my remarks, I want to acknowledge just a couple more people, and I want the friends and families' large and loud support. Getting to be back here and watching our military training instructors make this machine work, not because they have to, but because they love to. They pour their hearts and souls into making and molding new airmen, and they do it exquisitely, generating combat capability in our Air Force every week, every day, every year. So let's give our MTIs a large round of applause. The second group I want to acknowledge is all of us attended yesterday's coining ceremony. You can't help but be touched that those newest citizens of our country choose to serve here in the Air Force. Let's give them a round of applause. And my special gratitude to them as well. You see, you all are joining a long line of airmen who have also had the honor to serve and wear the uniform. The airmen before you served in places like Europe and the Pacific in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Grenada, Somalia, Bosnia, the deserts of the Middle East, and the mountains of Afghanistan. You too will serve around the globe. There's no place that I would rather be at the dusk of my career than standing before a group of airmen beginning theirs. We're just links in a long blue line. While no one in this audience will remember my name or the words I speak today, let's be honest, you just don't know me yet. But I know each of you. Each of you have found your way to this moment on this parade field, poised to begin your Air Force career. You've come across from our nation and even around the globe, places like American Samoa, Guam, Nigeria, Tennessee, West Virginia. Most of you, or not all of you, or most of you are from fresh out of high school, but some have made the decision to serve in your 20s, and at least one of you at age 36. I have served with airmen just like you for 35 years. Regardless of where you come from or where you choose to serve, you bring a strong heart, a courageous spirit, and the desire to serve under our flag while wearing the uniform of our great nation. You will continue to shape our armed forces with your understanding of air power. You will demonstrate courage on the battlefield when your nation needs you, and you will continue the lasting legacy of the world's greatest Air Force. This is what I know about each of you. But I do have one more question. Are you prepared to join the ranks of the world's greatest Air Force? I do believe they're ready.
Please stand as Major General Burger will now administer the oath of enlistment. Instructors, place your flights at attention.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your full name. Do solemnly swear or affirm.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
And that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States. And the orders of the officers appointed over me.
And the orders of the officers appointed over me.
According to the regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
According to the regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you, Major General Burger. Please remain standing while our graduates recite the Airman's Creed and for the departure of the official party. I am an American Airman.
I am a warrior. I have answered my nation's call. I am an American Airman. My mission is to fly, fight, and win. I am faithful to a proud heritage, a tradition of honor, and a legacy of valor. I am an American Airman, guardian of freedom and justice. My nation's sword and shield, its century and avenger. I defend my country with my life. I am an American Airman, wingman, leader, warrior. I will never leave an airman behind. I will never falter, and I will not fail.
Cadence, two, right up, one.
As a reminder, military members and veterans in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute as the U.S. flags pass. We ask that our civilian guests stand and place their right hand over their heart. Veterans and military members not in uniform may either render a salute or place their right hand over their heart. Once the flags have passed, please be courteous of others and be seated in order to allow all our guests the opportunity to view the flights. As a reminder, the flights are positioned as viewed from the bleachers to the left of the reviewing stand. Flights 043, 044, 045, 046, 049, 050, 051. And to the right of the reviewing stand, flights 052, 053, 054, 055, and 056. Please remain in your seating area. The graduates will be dismissed momentarily. Town Pass ends at 1800 hours. When dropping off members, please stay in your vehicle. Family members are not authorized to enter any training area. Please be careful while exiting the bleachers and while moving on to the grassy areas. For your safety, we also ask that you refrain from climbing the guardrails and only use the stairs to exit the bleachers. Thank you, and please enjoy your stay at the 37th Training Wing, Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, Texas.